So quick about different phases. This is the DPS phase, the Tempting Predator. You deal 40% more damage, it's your single target. Next up is the Phase Giant. Damage dealt increased by 10% and you take less damage and you have more armor. Next is Phase Fury. You deal more damage and your movement speed is increased. This is mainly your travel form or your gap closer form. Last is No Phase. All your abilities are AoE and they are casted, so they're ranged. So this is the main difference. You can either be the DPS form, Tempting Predator, or the human form, and you can cast your abilities, but they deal less damage, but in return they are AoE. So Desecration again deals good damage. It's AoE in human form and single target in Predator form. Increases Obsession by 15 with rubies and 20 in caster form. This is your main filler and your spam ability to get more Obsession, which is the class resource of Demonologist, which is required to cast the most powerful spells. Show you Desecration in caster form. It's a 3-second cast. I rarely use it. I think it's bad. I leave it out when I PvP in the caster form because the cast time is so long. In melee form it's a different story. It's really strong and it's your main filler and spam ability to get Obsession. Deals good damage as well. Torment, I only took it rank 1 for this build. I found that Desecration alone deals just as good damage as Torment, while Torment is While Torment has a 8-second cooldown, and you need a lot of rubies to make it good, so I skipped it. Next up is Dark Fire. It's an AoE in cast form and a single target dot in Predator form. The difference is the damage. When you're using it single target, it's more damage, but it can be really strong if you use it in caster form on an AoE pack, or in Astral on a group of mobs, or in AoD or in a large team fight. You can dot everyone. In single target form, you apply the dot and it deals good damage. Next is Sigil of Chaos. It's your biggest damage ability. It's your obsession spender. It costs 60 obsession. And the same story here. In melee form it's single target. In caster form it's AoE. Super strong in both forms. Next is Mania. It's your burst cooldown, 2 minutes. Increase damage dealt by 30%, but in return you take 5% increased damage, so use it with caution. Next is Shadow Flight. It's a gap closer or an escape. You turn into the travel form while you leap forward. Next up is Reincarnation. It's a strong heal cooldown with 2 minutes cooldown. but the downside is that you can only use it when you're below 40% HP. So I hurt myself to get to 40% and pop my heal. As you can see, it's a really strong heal, great cooldown. Yeah, a Spear of Assault, you know that one. Sphere of Negation and Veil of Darkness, I'll do them together. Sphere of Negation is makes you immune to CC and reduces damage taken by 60%, while Veil of Darkness reduces damage taken by all allies around you by 40%, including yourself. So I like to combine those two, and then you have to pop Veil of Darkness first and then Sphere of Negation. I'll show you. They can only be used in tank form. You could also move, but you move at a slow rate. You have to switch back to DPS form manually. Next is Veil of Madness. It's a huge shield, but it comes at a cost of 30% of your HP, so only use it if you have a healer who can heal you instantly, or you have pots available. Ill Will is a very strong cooldown, 4-second CC immunity for your entire party. Great utility. Demonic Onslaught is your second gap closer. At rank 3, only 30 seconds cooldown. When you explode it, it's a great AoE as well. It's the only AoE you can use in the DPS form. And it also applies sluggishness, which is 6 seconds slow. Then we have Temptation. Temptation is a taunt. You can't do anything, but neither can your target. It's great against healers to make them not able to do anything while your teammates kill the healer. Can also be used to force target to walk towards you to reduce the gap if the enemy is kiting. It can also be used if you see the warrior pop like turtle or any defensive. You can just use Temptation and let their defensive run out and then start to burst them again. Next is Sigil of Decay. It's a rather poor ability, but I take it rank 1. It deals good damage and applies a vulnerability if the target walks to in a trap. The downside is that everyone can see the trap, so it makes it kind of useless. But in dummy or in threes, it's kind of good ability. Next is Invasion, tier skill. It's a huge cooldown, and it's a rather bad ability, but if you can pull it off, it might be good. And you need 75 obsession, which is huge. And it also has to be channeled for 4 seconds to summon all the demons. But I just like the spell, and it's kind of funny to use, and they attack random targets. And then you have Apotheosis, which is the last tier ability. Rather short cooldown. But here you inflict 30% of your maximum health, but increases your HP, your max HP by tons. It's a very strong combination to use Apotheosis with the Shield of Madness. Because you get increased HP, Veil of Madness. You get a huge shield, which is almost indestructible. Keep in mind it should only be used when you have pots available or a healer. So for rubies, take implacability, makes your desecration give you more obsession. Tide of Madness, rank 1. It's a good cooldown if you aren't getting focused and you just want to DPS. You deal 10% of your HP, but you get a lot of obsession in return, and an extra 50 over the next 10 seconds. Good DPS booster if you can afford it. Seal of Chaos deals more damage, good. Take the crit, take the vigor, take the damage increase for your dots. Yeah, more damage, let's go, more damage. This ruby is really strong, gives you a flat 15% crit chance increase. Just take it, super good. Works really well with Awakening Fury. Every time you crit, you have a 100% chance to gain a stack, and at 3 stacks, you can use your strongest ability, Sigil of Chaos, with no cost, and it's off global cooldown. Thrill of the Force is just a filler. Erratic Flame, I choose to take it because I haven't found enemy healers to dispel it. But if you know, or if you feel that your Darkfire is getting dispelled, don't take it and just go with the other path, which would be to go just straight down with Sleeping Demon down to Hero Killer. Seal of Chaos used against enemy players will inflict 7-3-4-4 shadow damage. Good DPS boost and Knowledge of Strength. After you use 10 Seals of Chaos, you get a buff which increases your damage by 15%. That's why Demonologist is very strong for extended fights, which last for a few seconds, so you can stack. Take the stamina and take the massive challenge. I'll get to it, why you should take the massive challenge in a second. Inner Demon increases maximum obsession by 50. Very good, so you don't waste any obsession. Wing Death, movement speed increase. It's good when you're getting kited or you want to kite. And the strength, just on the road to a stronger ruby, but it's still useful when you are using Demonic Onslaught. Last ritual, this strongest ability of the Demonologist, which is in spending obsession. When enemy is below 30% HP, you teleport to the target and you attempt to execute it. And this is why you see Demonologists get so many kills. It's because you can spam this ability every 30 seconds. Sorry, every 10 seconds. It's OP as fuck. So I'm gonna show you how it works. You have to get your enemy below 30%, then you pop this abilities, last ritual, teleport to the target, deal massive damage. It also applies the wounds effect, so it's a heal reduction. Very, very good. Astral Reaper is the last ruby which connects with this ability. Makes it ranged to 30 yards, so just spam it. Combat phases, range of melee attacks is increased by 2 yards. Very strong, very good. Makes you able to do melee attacks from a bit further range. Apathy, a slow off global cooldown. Just take it so you don't get kited. It's good to combine it with the slow from Demonic Onslaught. So you have like a pretty good uptime of the slow if you use both. Primal Howl. This is the reason why I wanted you to take the AoE the AoE taunt, because now it makes your AoE taunt turn into a 4-second AoE fear. So I'm gonna show you now. You have to go into tank form, and use your AoE taunt, and you get a 4-second AoE fear. Super strong, huge kill potential with this CC. Great for 3s, great for 6s, and great for Dominion and BGs. Dark Victim, another strong defensive heal. You sacrifice 10% of your party members' HP, which are in your range of 15 yards. But in return you get 30% heal for each party member affected, so you take away 10% of your allies' HP, but you heal for 30, so basically you can go from 10% to 100%. It's a great heal. Especially in BGs. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you some of the gap closers and some of the combos. So always apply your slow on cooldown. And the rotation is pretty straightforward. You keep up your dot all the time, spam Seal of Chaos when you have Obsession, and then use Desecration as a filler. And then I took Strike of Justice as a ring spell for gap closing. You have Demonic Onslaught for gap closing. And then you have Leap. And the last gap closer you have is Phantom Menace, which is a teleport. It's a World Mystery quest, World Mystery skill, also very useful. You also have a massive challenge as a defensive for the AoE fear, or you can do the combo with Apotheosis and the shield, and then heal to get a huge shield and get a large HP pool. For a super strong defensive, you do the combo, switch to giant form, pop both your defensives at the same time. Remember to do the AoE defensive first and then Sphere of Negation, or else they won't stack. And you have Mania as your strong offensive burst. Always keep up your dot. Spam Seal of Chaos when you have the Obsession. Or spam Desecration when you can use neither of the previous abilities. Tricky Shadow is my racial of choice. It blocks the first incoming CC within 8 seconds. Super good. I really recommend you guys take this for PvP. For stats, I run 180 Prof, 1 Determination, 264 Brut, as close to 250 crit chance as possible, same for crit damage, 250, and as much DA as you can get, close to 250, 250 serve, 400 caution. Okay, that's it for my demo guide, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to be as specific as I could and leave nothing out. There might be some better builds out there, but I think this works really well, at least for me. So feel free to use it. But remember, Demo is a difficult class to play. You need to practice a lot before you are going to see some results with this class. My last advice is to keybind your phase changes, which you only really need the Predator stance and the Giant stance, and you can use the leap only to get into the child form. Don't really use the child form. Save some key bindings. So again, thank you for watching, subscribe if you learned anything, and leave a comment if you liked the video, if there's something I should improve, or if you have any comments about my strategies to own noobs. Thank you guys, Fake News out.